my head used to be so full of storms of thoughts of my own thinking and my own imagining that I knew what everybody else was thinking, and then I took that in and it was a constant. It was like being in a nightclub and there's loud music and everybody is shouting at everybody else to be heard. And now now it's just peaceful. And of course there's still chatter and there's still lots of thinking, but I don't engage with it all. It's just there, and it comes and it goes, and I feel physically different because so much of that tension would have been coming from my thinking that was making me feel a certain way and then embodying that. So it's transformative. It is.
All I know is that I will accept my emotions for what they are and know that they're coming from my thinking. And I'm only going to know moment by moment. So as each second unfolds, being in that space and allowing whatever comes to come.
I've learned that it's so much easier than I thought. That it's our birthright, and any vision, any conditions I put on thriving are made up. It's built in. The universe, the nature has built us in a way so that we thrive. That's our birthright, and then we learn how not to thrive. I'll try less effort, even less effort to impress people and try to manipulate the way I talk, the way I come off in the discussions, when I'm coaching, when I'm talking to people. I know I'll forget, and I know I'll remember. So more freedom in being who I am and enjoying it and seeing that it is perfect, and the so-called flaws are part of being perfect, and it touches people more than anything that I could create some beautiful picture in my mind that I would think that would impress people as so much worse than being authentic, being really myself. And it's the easiest thing on one hand, because we are who we are. On the other hand, it's the most difficult because we've been so long training not to be ourselves.
I don't know if I can truly thrive without being connected, without sometimes quieting my mind, without I think listening to my wisdom and understanding where that comes from. I just want to connect more. I want this quiet mind. I want this feeling of love. I want this ready breath glow. But I absolutely know there's people in my life that deserve a better connection with me. This is so helpful and could be so helpful for others. And if I can connect, I've found a way to better connect with people, and I want to connect with them, and they deserve my connection, and I deserve their connection. And if I could walk around feeling connected with certain people because of my thought process of this is that's getting on my nerves, that's not, and not think of it like that, because they're not. I would be so far better connected and have such a more enriched, let's say, universe, because that's how it feels. I'm just part of the universe, yeah.
First thing to say is I'm not a coach. I'm not in the coaching profession at all. This is the first course of this type that I've ever done. And I've had this little phrase in my head that just came into my head the whole course, and it still persists now, and that is stop overthinking and just recognise thoughts for what they are, but don't get bogged down by them. Just acknowledge them. Don't try and dismiss them, don't try and cure them, just acknowledge them, park them, but recognise that there's a sun shining despite the clouds, I think, to use that metaphor. It'll lighten me, I think, and the weight's off my shoulders already. This is definitely the best course I've ever been. The most, which will have the biggest impact on me. I've loved everyone on the course. I feel like I've been here for months, in a good way.
What have I learned about what it takes to truly thrive? I've learned that I've learned about the nature of thought and the fact that I am creating, or as I sometimes call it, curating my own experience every day, every moment, and that at any moment I can choose to change that and to have a fresh thought, take a fresh perspective, and I think I've learned that I'm absolutely okay where I am right now, and I don't need to keep trying to change that. And I've learned to, I think I'm really learning to understand my own wisdom and where that comes from, and to recognise it when it's trying to tell me something.
Another thing that I saw today again for the 100th time is how at the very beginning I am, and how long journey, endless journey this is, because there's always a deeper place to go to. There's no end to this journey. There's no end to love. There's no end to life and the deepness of how we can experience life. And there's so much more to learn. It's like reading the most beautiful book and knowing it will never end. And I don't know how better it could be. And another thing that I saw again is how kind the universe is, the mind is, or nature is. That we are built perfect. Everything that we are looking for is already in us. We already have it.
The fact that I've always known and been open to this inside me. No problem is a problem. There's no right or wrong, there is just love. Pure love. No no interference. There was no suffering to begin with. It was all manufactured in my head. It was all, I need something to lean on to do this, to do that. And only going through that journey, the worse it gets, the more powerful your inside is. I'm just really grateful. I'm privileged. No more thoughts. Just presence.
It's going to have, I think it's going to have an immeasurable impact. I don't know. and I think the joy is the fact that I don't need to know exactly. It's not about a concrete thing. It's about the fact that I feel so different. And what I know is that as long as I stay in this conversation, that won't go away. This isn't a quick fix or a tool that's going to make things okay for now, but will go away in a few weeks. This is me reconnecting to me and remembering or rediscovering or reconnecting to what's always been there, to myself, and so I just have to keep following that remembering and stay in the conversation, and then there's no question then that the rest of my life now will be more joyful and more peaceful and more authentic to who I am, and that I will have more confidence in the decisions that I make, and partly because I will know that it doesn't matter what happens, I'm okay. And the bit for me that it's about being okay is because I don't know what's next, and I'm not fighting that anymore. So I have a feeling that something is coming to a conclusion, and I'm not scared about the fact that I don't know what might be around the corner. And when you have that understanding, that goes across every part of life. I just feel like I'm smiling. I just have so much more joy because I have so much more peace.